Gentleness. If anyone at any time, in any place, had any reason to be anything but gentle, it was Jesus in that early morning while in the temple. While others listened to his teaching, a posse of scribes and Pharisees made their way through the crowd. They set before him a woman. Her hair was likely disheveled and her clothing probably thrown on without great attention to her appearance. The interruption itself was enough to challenge him in giving a gentle response, but the real issues were much bigger than that. The woman was guilty of adultery. This was more than an accusation based on some circumstantial evidence. No, she'd been caught in the act. Now remember that Jesus is the sinless, righteous, holy Son of God. He had grounds to respond in holy, ballistic anger and blow her out of the water. And the men who brought her to Jesus, well, their motives were less than pure. Just as the woman had been caught in the act, their objectives were to catch Jesus in a no-win response. They demanded that he weigh in about the demands of the Old Testament. Should the woman be stoned or not? Their intentions were to trap him regardless of his response. So Jesus had every reason to respond to them with anything but gentleness. Now, chances are you've been caught in a predicament like that in your life. You have reasons, good reasons, justifiable reasons, reasons that the average person would understand and applaud. You have reasons to respond gruffly to someone else. You have reasons to vent, reasons to put them in their place, reasons to get a dig in, reasons to retaliate, reasons to respond back with a little more volume and a little more offense. But gentleness is what Jesus modeled, and gentleness is what the Spirit of God makes possible in you and me. Let's take a closer look at what Jesus did. Rather than an angry, loud, defensive comeback to the scribes and Pharisees, his thoughtful, calm response was one that invited introspection. He said, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Gently, you see, he diffused the situation and dissolved the group of accusers. What about his response to the woman? What could have been a condemning, finger-pointing statement of judgment was instead an assurance of compassionate forgiveness and an invitation to righteous living. He said, "Then neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." Friends, that's gentleness. We can define gentleness as being thoughtful, considerate, and calm in dealing with others. And what Jesus modeled, we're told to mimic. Not mimic as in we do the work of a mime who acts out of character with his own identity. Not mimic in the sense of the pressure being completely on us to grab our bootstraps and make it happen with our best effort. No, thankfully, what Jesus models, the Spirit of God empowers. As you and I surrender to him, he'll help us to examine our motives. Are you motivated by a desire for revenge or a yearning for reconciliation? Is your desire to win an argument or to restore a relationship? Is it to make a point or is it to mend a fence? Once you've clarified your motives, the Spirit of God equips you to choose the right methods. Proverbs says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." Gentleness is always welcome and is often fruitful. The Spirit of God makes those same kinds of gentle responses possible for you and me. But it requires that we tap into his power as we set aside our natural reaction.